If you're tired of always straightening up the house, but it never seems done, if you have tried deep decluttering, but it just doesn't ever seem to last, today's video is for you. Today, I'm talking all about minimalism, specifically how to get started as a beginner minimalist. So whether you're here because you're tired of clutter, or you want to save a little bit of money, or maybe you want to be a better environmental steward, this video is for you. I'm Melissa, welcome to my channel. I'm a yoga teacher and a mom, and I love to make videos full of practical tips that inspire and empower you to take domain over your life so you can live more intentionally and live in alignment with who you are and what you want. So in terms of my channel, that usually includes minimalism, decluttering, goal setting, and self-care. So if you're new here, I invite you to click subscribe. So you are curious about minimalism. That is why you're here. That's why you clicked on this video. So before we dive in, before you start decluttering or donating anything, you have to understand why. So I like to think of this as a two-part question. First, what benefits do you want? What would be a good quick win for you in your life? Do you want to save money? Do you want to spend less time cleaning? Do you want to live in a home that only takes 5 minutes to pick up and clean up at the end of every evening? Do you want to run less errands? What is the quick win that minimalism needs to give you? All of these things can be achieved with minimalism, but the key is knowing what you need out of it. And so next, the second part of that question of your why is understanding why you want to embrace minimalism. Maybe you want home systems that are simple enough for your kids to take ownership of so that they can be responsible for putting their things away every day, and it happens without constant reminders. Maybe you want to spend less money on random stuff that's unplanned or somewhat impulsive. Maybe you just want to live lighter and be like a more conscious environmental steward or a more conscious consumer. If nothing else, what I want you to know is that minimalism does not have to look like having an all-black wardrobe or living in an empty, austere apartment or having one pen or one bowl, right? It doesn't have to be what we kind of have been taught that minimalism is. Minimalism is really just about having what you need and nothing more. It's meant to create less work and not to create more work. It's about freeing up your time and your energy and your money, your precious resources, to do more of what matters to you and less of what doesn't matter to you. So the next step is choosing where you want to start. Minimalism can touch every aspect of your life. So don't overwhelm yourself by thinking you have to do it all at once. Wherever you choose to start, eventually that mindset of minimalism will pour over into all the other areas of your life. So give yourself some space, take it slow. Don't think you need to tackle everything all at once. Remember, minimalism isn't a set of rules. It's really a lifestyle or a mindset. And so for you to be really changed by this in a good way, you need to give yourself time and space to grow into it. Minimalism doesn't just mean less stuff. It can also mean being more conscious about what you choose to bring into your life or remain in your life, and therefore being more aware and conscious of those things that you have to be responsible for. Okay, so some ideas of just some easy places you can get started. You can start with digital clutter, like extra photos or old files on your computer, or too many tabs open on your browser window, or anything that falls into that digital realm. You can start in your work life. Maybe you want to shift to become paperless. Maybe you want to start with cooking if you love to cook. Maybe that looks like buying less specialty one-off ingredients that you only use in one specific recipe, and instead choosing to cook recipes that use more of the staple ingredients that you have so you don't accumulate all these miscellaneous different condiments and ingredients. Can you tell I'm speaking from personal experience here? But all of those extra things in your kitchen that ultimately you really don't ever reach for. Minimalism can look like creating less waste, less trash. So maybe you decide to stop using plastic water bottles or take away coffee cups and you bring your own refillable mug to the coffee shop. You choose to seek out a grocery store that uses less plastic packaging. Maybe for you, minimalism looks like home decor if you're big into home decor. So maybe instead of buying new seasonal home decor every time, or every time a new season rolls around, you just choose to buy some fall mums and some pumpkins and maybe a green wreath of real evergreen on your door so that all of those things can decompose naturally when it's time, and you have brought less plastic into your home and minimizing the consumption of things that will ultimately become trash in a landfill someday. Maybe you want to get started in your wardrobe, and that might look like slowly building a wardrobe of more high quality and sustainable materials like linen, denim, silk, wool, things that will last you throughout the years and throughout the seasons, instead of picking items that are more seasonal or more trendy. Maybe you want to get started with like your beauty routine, your skincare routine, and you choose to really take a good look at what ingredients you need for your skin and what ingredients you don't need, and kind of culling out products that you can do away with and sticking to, for example, maybe a really good cleanser, a good toner, a good moisturizer, and a good sunscreen. So you also have to think of this in terms of your season of life. What season of life are you currently in? Minimalism for me now as a mom with a young family looks different than maybe minimalism for like a single guy who lives on his own, or empty nesters. It's gonna be a different expression for each of us. And this is also why you can't compare your expression of minimalism, your personal experience of minimalism, with someone else's, because everyone's own context really, really matters. Now, you've probably seen the documentaries where people get rid of all their stuff in one fell swoop, where they pack up everything they own and they only unpack things as they use them to kind of give them an understanding of what they really need and what they don't need. I do not recommend that for pretty much anybody who lives a normal life. Like, that may be cool for them, and the whole like living in a very empty, artful home, that's awesome, but that's just not realistic or sustainable for the majority of us. But the real reason I don't recommend that is because the stuff is not the problem. Hear me again. The stuff is not the problem. It's the accumulation of the stuff that is the problem. And there is a small but critical difference there. You have to look at, how are things coming into your home? Why are they coming into your home? Why are they staying there? These are questions that only you can answer. So that's really at the heart of what you need to address. And that's work that only you can do and that only you have the answers to. Getting rid of all your stuff all at once, it sounds really sexy, but it doesn't address the heart of the problem. So understand that with minimalism, as you like maybe tiptoe into minimalism, that you understand that you're embarking on a lifestyle. It's a journey. It is an evolution, right? Like, this experience will evolve and grow with you, because ultimately, if you adopt this mindset, you will see how things accumulate in all areas of your life. And it will allow you to start to let go of the things that you're grasping onto, whether those are physical items or emotional things you're holding onto. And therein lies the yoga. But just allowing yourself space and time to sit and think and understand yourself without judgment, and letting go of the things that don't serve you, that is ultimately at the heart of where this journey will help you evolve. So I think really what I'm trying to get you to understand is, don't worry if your expression of minimalism doesn't look like anyone else's. There are no minimalist police. There are no rules to follow. It's okay to be a minimalist in one domain and not quite a minimalist in another domain of your life. So here are 3 simple tips to help you get started. 1, think about letting go of what is not important. You can certainly let go of the low-hanging fruit, the stuff that, you open the drawer and you have no emotional attachment to. That's a good place to get started. You can also think, number 2, about not having unnecessary items. What do you really need in your kitchen drawer? What do you really use all the time? And what single tasking item can you get rid of because you can use something else in place of it? And number 3, think about streamlining for the sake of simplicity. What will make your life simpler? What will simplify your day-to-day existence? So now, I'm a mom with a preschooler, so as I mentioned, the whole get rid of all your stuff method, it will not work for me. So as an example, here's what minimalism looks like for us, for our family in that domain. She has 1 box of dress-up clothes, and when new dress-up clothes make their way into our home and into the rotation, and they no longer fit in that 1 allocated box for dress-up clothes, it's time for us to sit down together and make some decisions. And so it's an opportunity for her to look objectively at what she does use and doesn't use, what she does like and doesn't like, and it's an opportunity for her to choose which items she will donate to another child who would like to play with them instead of her. So I feel like that's just a way that we kind of approach that in a healthy way, instilling these natural flow of life messages that things come in and things go out, and we can bless other people with our things that we no longer need, take good care of them, and then we send them on to someone else to be loved. But yes, this helps us to facilitate conversations around what is enough, sharing and donating with other kids, and making space for new hobbies, new experiences. So it's not about making your home like extreme or empty, picture perfect in any sort of like minimalist aesthetic. It's about making your day-to-day life easier to manage so that when things start to get chaotic, it's not overwhelming. Another area that personally I like to focus on is my kitchen, because I love to cook and I cook every single day. But a long time ago, I decided that I would not buy any single tasking kitchen items. So for example, I don't own an apple slicer or a grape splitter or an avocado something or other, or the mango thingies or an egg slicer or any of the stuff that you've seen, the little gadgets that help with one specific kitchen situation. I just have a high quality chef's knife that I use to solve all of those situations. But on the flip side, I do own 4 spatulas because I use all of them every day, because as I mentioned, I cook multiple times a day. But this is just another example of how I may be minimalist in some areas, and objectively to someone else who doesn't cook, it may not look like I'm a minimalist in the kitchen, but in reality, in my expression of minimalism, I am. It's really about having what serves your life and not having what doesn't. Everybody's personal expression of minimalism will be unique to them, because it's about having what really serves your life and not having other things that just get in the way. And of course, we all acquire things that come in the way. Things just sort of make their way into our homes and into our lives. And that's why we can't just declutter once and be done with it. It's really a lifestyle, a mindset, a practice of this always evaluating and asking the questions of, does this bring value? Do we use this thing? Do we need it? Could somebody else benefit from it instead of us? So if you're thinking about starting your own minimalist journey, remember, it's not about getting rid of all of your stuff. It's about being more intentional with what you have and letting go of what's not important. It's about streamlining, simplifying, and ultimately making your day-to-day life a little bit easier. I hope this video inspires you to get started in a way that works for your life right now. Let me know in the comments below what domain you're gonna start with. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.